Hello students, in this lesson you are going to learn how to exchange the piece when you are trying to attack on the opponent's king. When you are trying to attack the opponent's king, then you must identify a piece that is protecting the opponent's king. And once you have exchanged that piece, then it will become easier for you to attack the opponent's king. For example, in this position we are white, and if we look at the pieces around the opponent's king, then we see that there is a knight, bishop and queen. Now the queen and bishop are on the 7th rank and 8th rank, so it is difficult for us to exchange those pieces. But if you look at the knight, it is on f6 and we can easily exchange it. First we can try to exchange this knight, and then later as our attack proceeds, then we can try to remove the other pieces also. So if you want to attack the black's king here, you must get rid of the f6 knight first. And that's why white played knight e4 to exchange this knight. And if black exchanges the knight, then we play queen cross e4. We are threatening a checkmate on the h7 square. Opponent plays g6. Now you play d5. After e cross d5, c cross d5, knight a5, and you play queen d4. You are threatening a checkmate on the h8 square. Opponent blocks the line. And now you play queen cross b6. Forking the knight and the bishop, you will win a piece. That's why in this position, instead of exchanging the knight, black played knight a5, opening the diagonal of this bishop, and black wants to play rook c8 to put more pressure on the c4 pawn. And here we play pawn to d5. We open the second bishop also. Black plays e cross d5, and now we exchange this defender. We play knight cross f6. If black plays bishop cross f6, then we play queen d3, threatening a checkmate on h7. After g6, we play bishop cross f6, winning a piece. That's why here black is forced to play g cross f6. And now the knight on f6 has gone. So knight was defending the h7 square. So first thing is the h7 becomes a weakness. You can try to attack that weakness. And how are you going to do it? You play knight h4. Look, the bishop is already attacking the h7 pawn. And now you can also bring your queen to h5 to put more pressure on h7. Black plays d4, and first you play knight f5. We want to get rid of this bishop also. Black plays bishop c5, protecting the pawn, and now you play queen g4 check. First giving a check. After king h8, you play queen h4. From h4, queen is attacking the h7 square, and queen is also threatening queen cross f6 check. And black does not have a good defense. If black plays bishop e7, trying to defend it, then first we exchange it. Knight cross e7, queen cross e7. And now you can see that this king is lonely. There are no pieces around it to protect it. So we can play queen cross h7 and it's a checkmate. Or if black plays queen g8, then you simply take on f6. After queen g7, it will be a checkmate. And the reason why we were able to checkmate on h7 was that we exchanged the f6 knight. Knight on f6 was defending h7. Once the key piece around the king has been exchanged, then it becomes easier for you to attack the opponent's king. Let's look at one more example. In this position we are white, and ideally if there was no black bishop, then we would like to play queen to g5 and then play h6 to threaten a checkmate on the g7 square. But the problem is these dark squares are covered by this dark square bishop. So if you want to attack the black's king, then you must get rid of this dark square bishop. And that's why white plays bishop h4. If black defends it with queen c7, after bishop cross e7, queen cross e7, we have a tactical shot. We can play bishop cross h7 check. After knight cross h7, we are winning this rook. We play queen cross d8, queen cross d8, rook cross d8. That's why queen c7 is not possible. So here black is forced to play bishop cross h4. And now we play rook cross h4. And then look, once the dark square bishop has gone, then we can attack on the dark squares. We are going to play moves like queen g5, rook g4, and then attack on the g7 dark square. Black plays bishop b7, simply developing a piece. And you play rook g4. First you put the rook on the opponent's king. Threat is to play queen g5 and checkmate on g7. So black is forced to play g6. And now we play queen g5. Our threat, we want to first play h6, then we play queen f6, and then we play queen g7 checkmate. So we are organizing our attack on the dark squares. And that's why we exchanged the dark square bishop. Look, once the dark square bishop has been gone, it is so easy for us to attack on the dark squares. We have to play h6, queen f6, queen g7, checkmate. Black plays rook d7. Black's idea is that if we play h6, then black will play queen d8. Black will cover these dark squares and there is no checkmate. So after rook to d7, white switches his plan. White plays rook h1. Now his idea is to play h cross g6, queen h6, and then try to attack on the h file. Black plays queen d8. Black wants to exchange the queens because once the queen are exchanged, then you cannot checkmate the black's king. Black's king will become safe. So we don't want to exchange the queens. We play queen h6. Now black plays c4, attacking our bishop, and we don't have to defend this bishop. We play h cross g6, opening this file. And if black takes our bishop, then after g cross h7, king h8, we play queen g7 checkmate. So black does not have the time to capture our bishop. That's why here black plays f cross g6. And now what do you do with this bishop? You play bishop cross g6. We want to destroy the pawn cover of the opponent's king. So we sacrifice the bishop. Black plays knight cross g6. And how do we continue the attack? We exchange this knight also. This knight is blocking our rook. This knight is defending the king. So we get rid of this knight. And we exchange our rook for this knight. Opponent plays h cross g6. And now look, this h file is clear. We can finally go and checkmate the king. We can play queen h8 check, king f7, and we go rook h7. It's a checkmate. So remember, when you are trying to attack the opponent's king, you must identify a piece that is defending the king. Once you have exchanged that piece, then it will become easier for you to conduct the attack on the opponent's king. Now let's go to the next lesson.